Hey, what's up, guys? If you watch my channel, you'll see back a ways I did some shotgun videos, and I had a Benelli M2, Mossberg 930, and a Beretta 1301 Tactical. And if I had to narrow it down with the experience I have with these guns so far, what would be my ultimate shotgun as far as self-defense shotgun, home defense, whatever you want to say, I would have to give the nod at this point after everything said and done. If money wasn't an object where you didn't factor in cost of it at all, and you just looked at them on the surface there, my hands down choice would have to be the Beretta 1301 Tactical. And why that is I've had probably a neighborhood of about 600 rounds to this thing now. So not a ton, but been putting some rounds to it. And this thing has never choked. Never with anything, reduced recoil, low base, garbage stuff from Walmart. It'll even shoot Winchester, which that stuff will jam my pumps. The Winchester bolt box from Walmart. I usually buy the Federal. Federal seems to run pretty good, but it cycles at Winchester. I've ran about 50 rounds at Winchester through it, and usually that's enough in 50 to choke my 870. Well, my 870 sucked from the beginning. The chamber was cut wrong, and it would jam probably every other round. But even my Mossberg would probably jam every 20 rounds or so with that stuff. So for this thing to just eat it up, like I said, I don't have a ton through it. It ain't like I fired all 500, 600 rounds of that stuff, but it's worked really good. The final setup I put on this thing was a Beretta. If you got one of these, you gotta check out Beretta Industries. He's making some cool stuff. This is the adapter here from him, and then I put the Magpul Mossberg stock on here because Mossberg is what lines up after you put that adapter. So it's a Mossberg Magpul stock on it. Beretta Industries aim point mount, and I finally got an actual real aim point. We did some horse trade, me and a buddy of mine, and this is a H1 aim point in his mount, and it mounts down where you can actually still co-witness through that sight into the front sight, so you can actually see through the optic if it happened to go down or whatever. You still got irons that you can use on it. I did buy the Beretta Industries front foregrip, which I use a Magpul Zukov or whatever AK setup, and he makes the adapter. I put it on there, and I run a 2-point sling, which is kind of weird. Not everybody does it on shotgun. A lot of guys run a single point. If you run a single point, it's a pretty neat setup. If you run a 2-point like I do, you lose these holes down here that the adapter runs through. So you can't. What I planned doing, I didn't do enough research when I bought it. I just said, oh, it came available, and I bought it, because he makes cool stuff. It fills those little M-lock holes here, so I couldn't run an M-lock QD mount here. I'd have to run it up here. Well, the plan was to simplify everything and move the light over to this side and M-lock it with a like a 45-degree mount or whatever, and I could use the tail cap to activate it. Well, if I had to mount this here, I would still have to mount the light on this side and the tape switch, all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't gaining anything at that point running a 2-point sling. Like I said, if you run a single point, it would probably be a cool setup because, like I said, you could simplify your light setup with that. So instead, I had to just run it up front with the Nordic Industries clamp, their QD mount on this side, their Picatinny rail on this side, and then that's a Surefire Scout mount from Surefire, and then it's a Streamlight light, and then I just ran through with some industrial Velcro that you get off Amazon. It'll hold like 13 pounds or something. So I just ran the tape switch on that side, and then I can just tape it here and activate it. So it's been a great shotgun. The cleaning intervals on this thing in the manual is like 6,500 rounds. For a gas system, that's crazy, that they say you can go that many rounds. I mean, I haven't, obviously, but this thing has a really fast action to it. Ejects with authority, everything I shoot, even the low base stuff. I don't have like any worries about it when I shoot anything. It's just been so reliable. I don't look at the shells and go, oh, I wonder if that's going to shoot it or not, So to unfairly call out the M2 on that, it doesn't shoot low base very well. I changed the spring in it, and it's a lot better now. It looks like it's actually fixed. But they say not to shoot low base in it. So not really a fault of the M2, but, let's face it, if you want to go out and just burn some shotgun shells or even take a shotgun class or something, you're going to buy the cheapest bulk stuff just to put rounds down range when you're just, messing around. Home defense, I can see, you're going to run some really quality stuff, whatever, for any kind of defensive purposes. And that M2 is going to do fine. You know, that's what it's designed for. It works good in that role. It's just like I said, if I had to pick one, this thing just won't choke on nothing. You know, it just runs like a sewing machine. So it's been a great shotgun. This is the first design. I believe they came out with a, you know, kind of a Gen 2, fixed the issue that everybody's worried about. And it was legit. Like before I put this little border thing around here, I could see how that could be done. And you could feed, you know, the magazines into the out of the tube there and jam the gun up. So with this little $15 piece, it prevents that. So if you was gonna buy a first gen, they were kind of blowing them out. You know, they were really reasonable there for a while. I'm sure they're probably all gone and they're on the Gen 2. But even at, you know, $1,000, $1,100, whatever they get for the Gen 2, it's an awesome shotgun. Like I said, for my money, I would buy it over that M2 again. If I was going to buy another shotgun, it would be another Beretta. You know, honorable mention is that 930. If you see my videos, this 930 works killer as well. It's a great shotgun for the money. It's just not as refined as the Beretta. It won't go as many rounds. I think they recommend 400 rounds for cleaning. I still haven't had any issues with it other than what was self-induced. If you watch my videos where I kind of messed up that spring as far as changing the extension, put too much spring tension on it, then not enough, and whatever. So it was kind of on my own doing. So if you minus that out, I really hadn't had any malfunctions with the 930 as well. And I've shot low base, everything through it, high base, slugs, buckshot, whatever, even reduced recoil. It's functioning, everything fine. So it's a solid performer too. It's just not as refined as the Beretta is. It'd almost be like comparing a, you know, base model Chevy Malibu to a, you know, BMW 5 Series, you know, and you get in the interior, you can definitely tell there's a difference once you're inside that car, you know, just the fit and finish, everything. That's kind of the difference between these two. This will get the job done, you know, this will drive you back and forth like a Chevy Malibu will, but, you know, this will do it with a little more refinement, you know. It's just a nice machine work inside. You know, everything's just a little nicer. When you pull apart, like a gas system, everything's just, you know, really nicely fitted machine, where this one isn't crude by any means, but you can definitely tell there's a difference there. Well, it works just, like I said, it works good too. You're saving some money on it. So if, you know, budget, if you had to factor in budget, you know, if this is in your budget, it's a nice shotgun. If this is in your budget, it's a nicer shotgun. So anyways, guys, just want to bring that to you, kind of a little update there that this Beretta is going strong. And if I had to pick one, this would be the setup. And just like how I got it with the aim point and the mag pull stock, it's working sweet. Right on. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.